The Communist Manifesto, Pecha Kucha, by Drew, Greg, and Cameron. Who made it? The Communist Manifesto was a pamphlet-type book written by Friedrich Engels and Karl Marx during the period where they were a part of the League of the Just, later named the Communist League. The manifesto was written basically for everybody. It was a list of the doctrines of the Communist League and was written for the Communist League, but it was read by millions of people throughout Europe. The manifesto was very much accepted throughout Europe, so much so that very soon in France revolts happened as a result of these communist ideals. Eventually, 23 years later, Marx's rebellion, the first successful communist revolution, was carried out by Vladimir Lenin in Russia. Eventually, nearly half of the world lived under in 1950. The Communist Manifesto was written by Karl Marx, who was a socialist that adopted communism. The manifesto was written about the doctrines of their group, the Communist League, so it was essentially about communism.
When was it made? The Communist Manifesto was first drafted in October of 1847 and was finally published in February of 1848. The short-term impact. At first, the manifesto was not well known, but after 1870, it started to become popular among the citizens of Germany. Physical characteristics. The manifesto was originally a 23-page pamphlet written in German. Now, it is 36 pages long and has been translated in over 50 languages. Communism basics. In communism, the state owns all businesses and wealth is distributed so that everyone in the country falls into the middle class, trying to reduce poverty. Communism is mentioned in many parts of the Communist Manifesto.
Where was it made? The Communist Manifesto was published on February 21st in 1848 in London, England, just as a majority of the revolutions were starting to take place in England and as well in Germany. German philosophers Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels published this analytical manuscript with strong ideals of class struggle and the problems of capitalism. What were the long-term impacts? Some long-term causes of the Communist Manifesto was that in the 1900s it would inspire revolutionaries such as Lenin of Russia. With increasing force into the 20th century, and by 1950 nearly half of the world's population lived under Marx's governments. Lastly, another big effect was that in 1848 and 1849, revolts shook Europe and ultimately were suppressed. What was the Communist Manifesto about? The Communist Manifesto was written by German philosophers. These two philosophers wrote about the natures of society and politics within a working society. It provides an analytical approach to class struggle as well as problems with the capitalist's mode of production. Why was it made? It was written by a group of revolutionary socialists known as the Communist League. They believed that the inevitable victory of the proletariat, or working class, would put an end to class society forever. They had planned to make this pamphlet to motivate the working class to come together, because in this piece, the working class is viewed as the most important piece of society. That is the message that Marxists tried to get across.